would just like get on their bodies and like his back would, he'd be like, hi, y'all have been patient and I am here to deliver on your patience. Here is my review for Nosferatu, okay? Let me just go ahead and tell you. You already know if it's good, I give you the rating straight out the gate. 11 out of 10, my God, my God. There are so many things that went into creating this movie, behind the scenes, the casting, the story, the origination. Ooh, that is... origination, the origin the origin of Nosferatu and its significance and importance in horror and movie history. I really had to take time to do my research, and I mean, you know, I'm a nerd, that's what I do anyway, but I really love all the elements that went into putting this movie together, and I loved what I saw when I was sitting in the theater. Oh my God. All right, so here is my spoiler-free review for the people that haven't seen it and want to make a decision if they still, you know, want to go see it. And then I'm going to give you my spoiler review because, you know, we got to get into it. All right, so first things first, I would like to help clear up why some people are confused as to the name of Nosferatu actually being Count Orlok, okay? So let's get into the lore real quick. So the term Nosferatu is, I would say, is synonymous with the word vampire. So vampire, Nosferatu, same thing. And this Nosferatu is Dracula. So the story of Count Orlok in Nosferatu is basically the story of Dracula, okay? That's important. Now, another thing that's important is where the word Nosferatu comes from, okay? So if it derived from this Romanian word, I don't want to butcher it, so I'm just gonna put it on there. It basically means the offensive one, the insufferable one. But if you take it from the Greek term, this one, I don't want to butcher it either, that it may have been derived from, that one means the disease bearer, okay? And in this movie, when Nosferatu comes to the person that is summoning him, her, it, Jesus, it's a him, when he comes, he brings with him a plague, okay? Rats with diseases, all types of horrible things come with him. So that is why the etymology of the term Nosferatu is important. Now, the reason why the history of Nosferatu is important is because, again, this is the story of Dracula. Dracula, back in the 1600s, is believed to have been Vlad the Impaler. I learned about this in high school, y'all. This is like one of my favorite spooky lores, if you will. Bram Stoker's Dracula came out in, I believe, 1897, and that's the book. And so the 1922 silent picture Nosferatu was an unauthorized adaptation of the story of Dracula. And so the problem with that was, because it was unauthorized, this movie was like banned and almost wiped out of existence, okay? So the fact that we still have the original, I did watch some of it, I'm not gonna lie, boring as hell. But I mean, it's 1922, it's a silent picture. You kind of got to get your head in the mindset of where you at. But wasn't my cup of tea. But let me just say, knowing the history and everything that goes into how we have Nosferatu, it is beautiful that we even still have it, and it is even more beautiful that we finally get a modern day adaptation of this classic horror movie. Like this, y'all, when I say I was geeked, and then to find out that Bill Skarsgård, if you know, you know. And if you don't know, I'm gonna put you on game about Bill Skarsgård. Baby, you may know him as Pennywise. Yes. But there are so many other roles that Bill has. There are so many other roles that Bill has done, and everything that he does, he's a method actor, and he gets fully immersed in the character. And let me tell you right now, him as Count Orlok, unrecognizable. I'm not exaggerating. I found myself as I was watching the movie, I was looking for him. I was like, where is he? Where is he? I saw it a little bit in him. I saw Pennywise, but I couldn't find him. And then the voice that he's doing. So again, Count Orlok is supposed to be Dracula, which is supposed to be Vlad the Impaler from the 1600s. Vlad the Impaler was a very, very, very nasty man. If you want to do some research and look him up, he is one of the most brutal people in Transylvanian history. The whole reason his name is Dracula is because he used to drink the blood of the people he killed, okay? And then also, he's called Vlad the Impaler because when his enemies tried to attack his castle in Transylvania, he had them wiped out, and then he put them on spikes surrounding his castle. So when you came up to his castle, there were spikes with heads and body parts and things like that all around it. So he got the name Vlad the Impaler. Okay, now, if you look at a picture of Vlad the Impaler, he has this big funky mustache. That's where the mustache came from, y'all. I know y'all saying the original Nosferatu. We are talking about Vlad the Impaler. We are going with his story. So the fact that Bill looks like Vlad the Impaler in a vampire state, crazy good, okay? So anyway, because he's supposed to be this vampire from the 1600s, he has that tone, that what are you looking for? And he even talked about how his dialect coach told him to roll his R's and different things of inflection on different words to make it sound more authentic. Y'all, I'm telling you, the attention to detail this man put into this role and this director put into this movie, chef's kiss. Lily Rose Depp, Johnny Depp's daughter, okay, 8 down. 8 down. Now, I ain't gonna lie, all the shaking she was doing got on my nerves a little bit. But she 8 down. William Dafoe. Need I say anything other than his name? He is William Dafoe, okay? He don't miss. Everybody, the whole cast, I don't even gotta go into detail. Just look at the cast. Look at the cast. Amazing, okay? These are A+ actors. These are A+ actors, not celebrities. Not they put in a movie because they're popular. These people know what they're doing, and this director knew what he was doing. The cinematography, absolutely breathtaking. See, I'm so excited. I'm talking weird. The cinematography was absolutely breathtaking. Like, it was so beautiful to watch and so haunting. And you have to remember that this is a gothic horror movie, which is a little bit different from just regular horror. It also feeds into the stereotypical people are drawn to or attracted to vampires. But what I like about this movie is that the vampire himself is disgusting, okay? He has, like, they show you what his body would look like, what you would imagine a walking corpse would look like. So if Vlad the Impaler is from the 1600s and this movie takes place in the 1800s, do the math, okay? And he looks like worse than what you may think. He has open wounds on the back of his head, his body. His legs are basically skeletal, okay? And she kissed that man, and anyway. And Robert Eggers, he has had a fascination with Nosferatu's story and the lore of it since he was a child. And I believe that's what he said. I don't want to be misspoken. But he paid so much detail to every little thing about this movie, the way they dress, the way they walk, the way they talk, the sets, everything. He paid so much attention to those details that you really truly feel like you are immersed in that world. And again, the cinematography, I just cannot explain and stress enough how beautifully shot it is. For instance, there's a part where at the beginning, the main character, oh God, I can't even think of his name, but he is traveling to meet Count Orlok. And when he's traveling to meet Count Orlok, as he's going through the woods, going to the castle, all of that, the clips kind of like, it's like a daydream. It's like you'll see him traveling and then it'll be like, oh, fuzzy, fuzzy, fuzzy. And then he's at the front door and oh, fuzzy, fuzzy, fuzzy. Now he's somewhere in the castle. It's so cool because it makes you see the magic, the craziness of how can they not get to this horrible freaking thing and kill it, because you don't even know how to get there. You don't. It's like you're going into another world, another realm, the Twilight Zone, if you will. Man, it's so good. All right, so all right, let me stop being a nerd. And let me just talk about the movie itself. I loved it. I liked the fact that I took myself in there blind. Again, I was exposed to Nosferatu from SpongeBob, like most of us, and I went down a rabbit hole when I was younger, so I already knew some of the details, but I waited until I saw the movie to go into the details of this movie, and because I just wanted to make sure I liked it. The things that I really truly like about this movie, other than everything else I just said, is that it's not boring. It's not. Like, when you're watching it, as things are going on, they make sure to have you pulled in the entire time. So basically, the story of the movie is, there is this woman and she is not very happy with her life, but she has some type of dark past that she's tied to, which is her relationship with Nosferatu, Count Orlok. And she calls out to him. And her husband is in real estate, I guess you can say. He is working for this man that is giving property to Count Orlok. Basically, a realtor, and he works for this man. This man is like, I have a very old client that wants to buy this property, and I just need you to go out there and close the deal. Goes out there to close the deal, ends up signing his life and his wife's life away. Count Orlok finesses this man to the umpteenth degree. Basically, he sold his wife for some money, like a lot of men do. I'm going through the divorce, y'all. I'm bitter. I'm playing. Basically, he signed a document that he didn't even know what it was. And it was basically giving his wife away to Count Orlok, which she wanted anyway. So the whole movie, Nosferatu is being summoned by the young lady. Her husband is just on this crazy journey and basically just ruined their lives over some money. He leaves her with a friend of the family, and horrible things start happening to that family because of the whole situation. And ultimately, Nosferatu comes as he is summoned, and then that's when shit get real. Okay, when he comes, he brings with him plague. The boat that he comes on, he has all these infested rats and stuff, and they come into the city once they get there. Like we know happened back in the day, bubonic plague, black plague, all that stuff. Came in, infested everybody, and just started killing everybody. William Dafoe tells them that basically, sir, you signed a contract that your wife is betrothed to him, and she is going to have to fulfill that contract in order to get rid of the plague that is Nosferatu. Baby, why they had that man sucking on people like that? Like, especially at the end, you thinking, oh, it's just gonna be this little sexiness, and oh no, there was nothing sexy about the way that vampire was sucking on those people. It wasn't a little sexy neck bite, first of all, and which I love too. Back in the day, the lore of vampires was that they would suck you close to your heart. So that's why you would see him sucking here on people instead of here. So again, this movie is more accurate to the historical descriptions of vampires and not the modern Hollywood version that we have now. But the way he would just like get on their bodies and like his back would, he'd be like, that's the best way to explain it. But it was like an animal. He looked like an animal. It did not feel like the sexy vampires that we think about, y'all. And I love that. It was truly horrifying. And I don't mean horrifying like this is a scary movie. The movie was not scary. They had jump scares, but the thought of a true vampire and seeing that in real life and seeing that it's not this beautiful, sexy thing we think it is, it's horrible. I love that about this movie. That's my spoiler-free review. And honestly, I'm just gonna stop right there because this video is getting long, but here comes just a couple spoilers I want to talk about. 3, 2, 1. The end took me the out. The fact that he was on top of her and she basically had to bust that thing wide open until the sun came up and tricked his ass so that he would get killed by the sunlight, and then she got killed herself from him, you know. Child, that part, I love how it ended. And the ending shot was good too. It wasn't typical like, oh, the vampire gets blown up and it just disintegrates as a fire. I can't talk, y'all. I don't know. I'm tired. But it's not the typical, the vampire gets exposed to the sun and then he just burns up and withers away. No, he stayed, and his body just morphed into what it would have been if he was dead. It was gross. It was wonderful. It was beautiful. Lily Rose, that girl, you did the damn thing. I'm sure it wasn't hard because you got to kiss Bill Skarsgård. I'm jealous. But anyway, I could go on and on and on and on and on for hours about how good this movie is and everything that I love about it. I'm not. I got a podcast coming up, and we gonna start doing stuff like that on my podcast. If you haven't seen Nosferatu, please go watch it. If you're a horror movie lover, you'll love it. If you just like history, you'll love it. I think it's a good movie. Some people don't like it. I don't care. I think it's a good movie. You should watch it. Drop a comment. Let me know what y'all think. And I will be back with the best horror movies of 2024. I'm taking the weekend off to relax, get my life together, have some fun. And then next week, I will drop that for you. Okay? All right. See y'all next time. Bye.